Welcome to the stream. It's fully the remembrance. Time, the hardest working thief in the world. It keeps stealing away our present from us and tossing it away in a warehouse named memory. Some are addicted to recuperating their losses. Others cannot in the slightest. From Life is Too Short by Anonymous. There is no existence more embracing than the remembrance in its purest form. It chronicles everything, with neither affinity nor aversion. It unselfishly preserves every single fundamental fact and every single resplendent form. It is a river formed by the continuous flow of life, a treasure built from the eternal wisdom of antiquity. And fully is the fish that swims back upstream in this river, the very key to this treasure vault. Seated in meditation at the heart of the Pure Land, they observe in silence the world's tireless repetitions of the same mistakes over and over again. And so, we start the same mistake over and over again by playing some story in Honkai Star Rail. In a new version, in the second anniversary version of the game. It's a big deal. It's not gonna be necessarily a big deal for us today. Let's have a recap. While everyone is awaiting the demigod of strife to emerge from the trial, something unexpected happens. The Trailblaze squad immediately follows Midi into the trial and rescues Finon, who is trapped inside. Just as everyone breathes a sigh of relief, a new problem arises, as it keeps doing. Midi had to shoulder the burden of strife, but the Kremnoans would never willingly give up the core flame to their old foe Okema. In an attempt to gain a better understanding, he decides to first seek advice from his teacher Krateros, a veteran of Kremnos. The two part on bad terms. Meanwhile, Trian and Castoris are dispatched to the Grove of Epiphany as diplomatic envoys of Okema. When they arrive, they discover to their surprise that a black tide has struck, and they fight the mysterious Swordmaster. In the end, they manage to rescue Anaxa and the core flame that he carries. While everyone is on their way back, within the city of Okema, Krateros is arrested for abducting Trinon and trespassing on forbidden grounds. Under Midi's meditation, Tribi and her sisters agree to reveal their memories in order to facilitate reconciliation between the Kremnoans and Okemans. Unexpectedly, just as Tribi and her sisters are about to meet the Time Titan Oronix and repair their memories, they encounter the mysterious Swordmaster yet again. Trian sacrifices herself and falls with the Titan to protect her companions. In order to take back the core flame, everyone set up a plan to seal the Swordmaster. The plan suffers multiple setbacks, but Midi returns as the demigod of strife and helps everyone reclaim the core flame. Not long after, he successfully persuades his people to let go of their prejudice against Okema. He says goodbye to everyone and returns home to join the front line against the Black Tide, while sitting very smugly on his throne of very spiky crystals. That cannot be comfortable. On the other side, everyone holds a simple funeral for Trian, who exhausted her divine powers and turned into a doll. Having accepted Trian's last wish, the group continues on the path of the flame-chased journey. The recap has ended. Let's go. We literally teleported from over there to over here. Beautiful. Through the petals in the land of repose, spindle laboring to weave the tapestry of time. An unexpected encounter with the Flame Reaver led to the premature extraction of Oronix's core flame. The Chrysos heirs hope that Lee will take on the divine role of time. Feel like we just read about time. Trailblazers always face moments like this, where their fate becomes deeply entwined with that of others. Yet only Lee can decide where her destiny leads. Let us go. If I find my way. Oh. Here. At the grave. Rebio's memory has unveiled the very first prophecy. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate. Only one shall live till the end, and they alone will witness Era Nova. If I take on Oronix's trial, will the prophecy come to pass for me as well? Regardless, I must give Aglaia an answer. To the baths! Not to the baths. To the baths.
Ah, it's you, Cass. I finished the anthology of poems you lent me. Here it is.
Oh no, I dropped them in the baths.
I thought you'd be too preoccupied to find time for reading.
I can read them in the baths.
Precisely because of these obligations, I felt compelled to read it swiftly.
Wouldn't all these preoccupations slow your pace?
On the contrary, knowing that time is limited can push one to overcome their limitations. The weight of these responsibilities seems to have enhanced my reading efficiency.
As well as the baths.
I understand completely. During my time at the Grove, the closer exams drew, the more efficient I became at tackling everyday mundane tasks. Anything but my actual studies.
Precisely. As I remember, you and Finon were both disciples of the new Sporists. I assume that Anaxa's exams were as unreasonable as the man himself, correct?
The courses Professor Anaxa taught were Introduction to Alchemy and History of Mythology. And to be perfectly honest, those two courses were the students' greatest nightmares.
The history of mythology, taught by the blasphemous great performer himself. I can imagine their fear.
Now that I think about it, students would often rush to the podium during class to challenge him on those blasphemous ideas. May I ask, Lady Aglaia, has your relationship with Professor Anaxa always been like this?
Just like a cat and a mouse.
He openly dismisses people's faith and questions the very justification of the Flame Chase journey. Our positions have been destined to be at odds. While you were studying there, I assume you must have heard of his nickname.
A Dromus draped in finery?
As I see it, this nickname is more of an insult to the Dromas.
The poor Dromas.
Despite his insufferable arrogance, I do hold a certain respect for his nature as a scholar. To remain true to his principles, he is unafraid to stand opposed to the world, and that requires considerable resolve. Anaxagoras' life is almost like a satire. As a Chrysos heir, he refuses to heed the prophecy, while he disrespects the gods.
The gods have chosen him.
He was indeed chosen by Circes.
And where's the reason behind that?
Is something weighing on you, Cass? The golden thread is quivering. I sense there's more to this exchange than idle chatter.
With all due respect, I'd like to know what you plan to do with him.
In light of his assistance in the battle against the Flame Reaver, I am willing to grant him some time to find a way to remove the core flame. However, if Anaxa decides to make any move that places us in danger, I will not hesitate to take extreme measures.
Like drowning him in the baths.
Just as I feared.
The Flame Chase journey is the destined path for the Chrysos heirs. Yet he now seems more like an empty shell. Given his strong sense of self-respect, I trust that Anaxagoras will make the right decision.
Still, I can't help but hope for another possibility. Perhaps Anaxa will also overcome his limitations, now that he knows time is limited.
I understand your stance. Let's continue this discussion another time.
The word time has happened so often already today.
But now, let's greet our guest.
Time and time again.
You're here.
Is my new name.
Does this mean you're ready to take on Orynyx's trial?
If I have time. We are ready, Mem and me.
It seems that this sacred beast is just as indispensable, given their intricate ties to the Titan.
Memmy mem, memmy mem 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 mem, memmy mem memmy mem.
Surrendering the core flame is a Chrysos heir's duty. Your selfless assistance is deeply appreciated.
I forgot that Mem essentially got the ability to speak.
However, I urge you to carefully consider the risks of accepting the trial. Becoming a demigod means forsaking your humanity. You will inherit Orynyx's divinity and bear the time of Amphorius, all on your own. From that point onward, your fate will be forever intertwined with ours, never to be separated again, until the end of Genesis.
Well, unless I catch my train and I'm out of here again. You're trying to talk me out of it.
On the contrary, you are the only one who qualifies to attain divinity. Yet, for that very reason, I do not wish to pressure you.
Is there plan B?
It's exceedingly rare to find a capable Chrysos heir. If this path proves unattainable, I am willing to lower my expectations.
Well, I have already attained the path.
There are still many priests of Yanissopolis and their descendants in the city. If I'm left with no other option, I'll try to find someone worthy among them.
Alright, that's it, I'm out.
Memmy mem mem. Mem memmy mem. Mem memmy mem 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 hero. Memmy mem mem. Mem 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 mem. Memmy mem 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 mem. Mem mem memmy mem mem.
At least you know what a hero is.
Mem memmy mem 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 mem. Mem mem mem. Memmy mem 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 mem.
It looks like you know that Titan rather well.
Memmy mem mem. Memmy mem mem mem. Memmy mem 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 mem. Mem memmy mem 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 memmy mem mem mem.
Memories that exist outside of your own experiences.
I can't explain why, but I can vouch for Mem's words. When I was in the abyss, I heard the Titan's groans, full of pain and grievances, yet without any ill will.
I trust you all to make the right call.
Since you've made your decision, go back to the bath chamber and get some rest. Trinem will call for you when the ceremony is ready.
We're just moving from bath to bath.
It is difficult for me, as the guide, to absolve myself from blame for things to have progressed to this point. Time and again, you have risen to the occasion for Akima. Nearly rewarding you with some honeydew is no longer able to express the extent of our gratitude.
Every time they mention time, take a bath.
When the dust settles, I hope that we'll have the chance to have a long chat regarding your return journey and the curse of the sky. It's about time that we lift the taboo and discuss things openly.
Before leaving, I should go and say hi to Castorus. Goodbye.
Miss, may everything go well for you and Mem.
It tends to be. You need a glare for something too.
It's nothing. I only came to discuss some matters with Lady Aglaya. Previously, I lent her an anthology of poems that Lady Trianne had gifted to me. Tracing back, this anthology was something left for Lady Trianne by a bard before their passing. Although personal properties should be cleared out once their owner has passed on, Lady Trianne gave this book to me since she knew how much I liked to read.
Passing on properties of the already past. Is this book very special?
No, it's just an ordinary book. It's definitely not some kind of unique copy. It just contains an allegory. In a faraway land, in a city known as Styxia, a dragon corrupted by the black tide descended one day, swooping upon the city like death itself.
The Death Book. Very much so.
It swallowed the princess of the city whole before it was suppressed. After taking down the evil dragon, the warriors discovered that the princess's life had already met its end. Overwhelmed by grief, the queen hired an alchemist to resurrect the princess using the dragon's flesh and blood. However, having lost memories of her previous life, the resurrected princess turned into an evil dragon herself and wreaked havoc on the city. As a result, the prosperous Styxia met its demise.
What a dark story.
The author of this book is Archepia, a wandering bard who traveled to many cities. Among the things she left behind are poems, dictionaries, and many tragicomedy scripts. She even clearly underlined and took notes in books that covered myths with her elegant handwriting. While flipping through these books, I felt like I was afforded a glimpse into the life of Archepia. It felt just like I was traveling with someone that I'd never met before. It was as if she had yet to pass on and was still alive.
No one goes through life without leaving their mark behind.
That's right. Writing, drawing, and taking photographs. It seems like human nature to try and leave records of things. Speaking of taking photographs, when I was helping you to take the photo previously, I did not look through the photos in your photo stone out of courtesy. But I'm also very curious about the story of the Rosy Celestial Maiden. Despite having visited many cities in Amphorius, I still understand nothing about the world beyond the sky. If there is an opportunity...
Boy, I cannot stop looking at your mouth movements.
Forget it. Let's talk about this in the future.
Or the lack thereof
For now,
sometimes.
I only hope that you'll be able to complete the trial safely and obtain Orynyx's blessing.
I don't think there's anything else to do here. Time to go back and talk to Dan Hang. The new version. Does anyone have voice that didn't have voice for a while? Dan Hang, please talk to me. I miss you. Is Dan Hang still in the room with us? Mouth movement. Death smiles. Yes, good. Nobody's getting voice acting. Citizens Assembly.
That's right. Oh, partner, you're back just in time. This is something that the both of you should probably know.
More trouble?
I wouldn't call it trouble. I just think it will be favorable if the both of you understand the situation in Akima better.
Do you remember the Council of Elders that was on our heels previously? It seems they have made their move.
Some background information for you. The Council of Elders is an authoritative body in Amphorius, made up of different city representatives. They hold legislative power over the Holy City, and are in charge of presiding over the Citizens' Assembly held once every few years. This is the most important social event of Akima. It is highly influential, and can even affect what happens to the Flame Chase journey.
So Aglaya doesn't actually call the shots.
Despite her vision and wisdom that spans across thousands of years, even she cannot win over the hearts of everyone.
I have never once passed my sociology class. Perhaps you should retake some exams next time we visit Paperfold University. Tell me more about the Citizens' Assembly.
Every 5 to 10 years, the Council of Elders organizes a Citizens' Assembly at Dawncloud. During the assembly, the representatives will vote on major issues, such as whether the Chrysos heirs led by Aglaya should still hold the right to govern the Holy City, and whether the Titan's conquest should continue.
Sounds like some sort of system to balance the heroes and the mortals.
That is correct. However, the problem lies in the fact that there are ill-intentioned extremists in the Council of Elders. They view the Citizens' Assembly as a way to restrain the Chrysos heirs, and hope to take complete control over the Flame Chase journey. We can refer to them as the Opposition. During the assemblies held in the past 100 years, the voices supporting the Opposition have been growing stronger in the shadows. It's only thanks to Aglaya that the Flame Chase journey has been able to continue to this day. The Citizens' Assembly is just around the corner. But this time, there seems to be a new variable to the situation.
Is it us? No, although we might be mentioned, the Council of Elders has another target in mind.
I'm afraid that the Council of Elders might want to take advantage of Professor Anaxa. Aglaya will surely take back Circe's core flame, but with Anaxa's current condition, it's so unique that nobody knows how taking the core flame away from him will affect him.
I mean, if it's like Aglaya wants it, then he's just gonna die when you take it out.
He has always been someone that is only concerned about his own research. I'm certain that he must want to escape from the monitoring of the Golden Thread and protect himself. If the Opposition were to offer an olive branch at this time...
You suspect that he might betray the Flame Chase journey and defect towards the Council of Elders.
Anaxa has never believed in the prophecy, so technically it cannot be considered a betrayal. However, he has taught many Chrysos heirs, and has long been considered an important ally of Akima. I truly do not wish to see comrades turning on one another.
I have a better understanding of the full picture now. Is there anything that we can do?
As I believe in his character, I plan to plead with Aglaya and try to buy more time for him. Then, the greatest way in which you can help is for you to know what I am fighting for.
We understand. Thank you for being honest with us. Things are piling up again. Lee and Mem are tied up with Oronix's trial, and while I am preparing to visit the Grove to uncover clues about the world beyond the sky. None of those things seem like they're going to be easy to deal with.
Allow me to apologize for the fact that we always seem to be troubling you. I hope that Oronix will show more benevolence and be more accommodating. I remember that they seemed quite fond of you back in the Abyss.
Don't worry. Everybody on every planet and star system seems to want to be troubling me, so...
Go and rest and regain your strength. We'll meet at the Vortex in a few days. Oh, right. You can read this scroll if you want to find out more about the Council of Elders and the Citizens' Assembly.
And if I don't? A study of the Citizens' Assembly. Democratic politics have always fascinated citizens of different city-states and emporias. When Okima was first established, its democracy was limited to a privileged minority. However, through ongoing reforms, the Okima Citizen Assembly took to the stage, transforming Okima governance into a democracy for all, where the Citizen Assembly made every major decision. It's important to note that as the Black Tide draws near and citizens from other city-states join Okima's political life, the precious rights of Okima's original citizens are becoming increasingly diluted. Consequently, voices calling for reforms with the Okima Citizens Assembly system grew ever louder. Democracy is one of the consequences of civilization's development, rather than the cause of development. For democracy to be productive, it must appoint different rules for different societies, situations, and issues. No single rule can be optimal for all scenarios. In other words, Okima Citizens Assembly system will continue to evolve as this book is written. Due to time limitations, this publication focuses only on the current Okima Citizen Assembly, not its future developments. Readers should bear this limitation in mind. Citizenship, and citizenship policies of Okima. We are learning politics today. For examining the Okima Citizens Assembly's operational mechanisms and core functions in depth, we must first address the matter of citizenship rights and citizen policies of Okima. The elders have once noted that Okima is a collective of free citizens. Due to the substantial power citizens possess, citizenship qualifications must be strictly regulated to ensure citizens' rights. Discussions of the recognition of naturalized citizens' rights were once the foci of disputations between the leader of the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders, as more Amphorian city-states fell over time and as the Black Tide grew closer, citizenship right reforms became imperative. Judging from the final outcome, citizenship from all city-states have equal citizenship rights and the Holy City and can have equal participation in public matters. While social differences naturally exist between rich and poor, locals and travelers, space travelers in particular, the Holy City of Okima would not allow these social distinctions to become political divisions and will ensure complete political equality among all citizens. To be continued. Operational mechanism of the Citizens Assembly. Bearing emergencies, Okima Citizens Assembly follows strict protocols when it is called. The current Council of Elders, a governmental entity made of representatives of the city-state, posts the upcoming Citizens Assembly agenda and venue. Usually dawn cloud in the Holy City, at the Wall of Heroes before each meeting. Usually topics are proposed by Council of Elders members before the assembly and become official assembly items after receiving majority council approval. The council predetermines which matters to address and when. Once confirmed, the council chairman hands over the agenda to the Council of Elders assembly chair, who presides over the meeting. Someone had to write this. Normally, matters cannot be discussed at the Citizens Assembly without prior council review. Council-reviewed matters yield only two outcomes. Either they are already thoroughly discussed and only need citizen votes, or they require citizens to hold debates to reach final resolutions during the assembly. Results are tallied using pottery shards blessed with Kefale's runes, with voting dolia placed throughout Okima during assemblies. After thorough discussion and voting of all proposals, the Council of Elders posts approval decrees at the Wall of Heroes. Someone just copy-pasted some law book and changed names. If only it would be so easy. Someone didn't just write this, someone had to translate this. Core functions of the Citizens Assembly. The Assembly wield the important capacities of legislative power, the appointment of government officials declaring war, conceding peace, and the actual control of armies during wartime. Yet, historically and practically, Okima's Citizens' Assembly isn't fully controlled and directed by citizens, but rather a means to ensure that elites who represent the majority's social interest can effectively manage social matters. In other words, the current system where the leader of the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders jointly manage Okima was decided by Okima's Citizens' Assembly system. Citizens influence policymakers through voting and other means of political participation rather than directly managing social affairs or making political decisions. Unless this is somehow based on old Greek politics. Because that would make sense. Appendix. Principal members of the Council of Elders. The Council of Elders is a governmental organization consisting of representatives from Amphorius' city-states. While most are elected by their city-states, some receive direct invitations from current Council of Elders members. Authorized by the Citizens' Assembly, they manage various practical affairs within Okima. The most renowned honorary elder is Lycurgus, an Antiquarian, a race that was already nearly extinct before the Chrysos War. He had communicated directly with Caphael multiple times during the era Chrysaea and passed the wishes of mortals to Caphael, showing himself as a true Theorios. Lycurgus' neutrality is well noted by all, which explains his frequent selection as the Citizens' Assembly chair. Significantly, Elder Canis has shown great effectiveness in Okima's governance and gathered many followers. Many believe Canis will leverage accumulated resources to challenge the current situation where the Chrysos heirs hold real authority and transform Okima's political structure. Imagine an arc where you don't actually have to do anything. Plot just happens and you watch it change and you watch it unfold. Beautiful. That would be beautiful. After that, I need to rest.
Mem nervous.
Mem nervous as well. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Let's just hope that everything goes well. After all, as someone who has earned the gaze of an Eon, you should be able to overcome the trial of a regional god just fine. I have earned the gaze of some Eons. We've also unknowingly gotten used to sleeping with the midday sun shining brightly above our heads. Get some rest, Lee. Oh no, they forgot to replace Antiquarian, which is a real Greek place, also known as Eglia, which they smudged a bit. Perhaps a new phase of our trailblazing expedition in Amphorius is about to begin. Let's get some rest. A few days later, at the Vortex of Genesis.
Esteemed one, Orynyx's vacant totem awaits. If you have already made your preparations to become a pillar of Amphorius, please, step forward.
Miss, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what I should say to help calm your nerves.
Is fine.
Right. Perhaps something like, as long as you can successfully complete this trial, the rest of the Flame Chase journey will be smooth sailing?
Are you sure about that?
No, that sounds a little strange. Don't worry, it won't take up too much of your time. Don't worry, you'll definitely make it back alive?
Asteris, you had a few days to plan. Why are you...
Oh. Sorry, it seems like I've made the mood even heavier. In any case, May everything go your way.
I'm worried.
Accepting a Titan's trial is a very peculiar experience. I'm afraid that I'm not able to accurately describe it. You can only go and experience it for yourself. I believe that you'll be able to pull it off.
I can still vividly recall when you entered the vortex of Genesis for the first time. At that time, I could never have imagined that a guest from beyond the sky would shoulder the fate of Amphorius. Don't feel burdened. Just like during the trial of strife, Trinan and Finan will be waiting for you outside. If something unforeseen were to occur, they will intervene in the trial and rescue you.
A much more important topic. Should we rename them to Benon?
May Catherly bless you.
Little Grey and Mem, thank you.
I mean, they like renaming me too, so...
Your resolves cannot be questioned. We praise your pure selflessness and courage. May Kefali light your path forward. Get ready to assume Orynyx's divinity, Trailblazer.
That would make her BB. That's very funny.
The divine position of Orynyx has already been vacant for some time.
Yeah, Benon and BB. Very good.
We can feel the space of the trial closing. As there isn't much of their soul left, we'll have to complete the ceremony before their soul completely dissipates.
I've long gotten used to fighting fires.
The eighth core flame coveted by the miracle that once belonged to the great Veil of Evernight, Orynyx. It shall now be returned by the two elected heroes of the Chrysosairs, a traveler who is upright and courageous, and a sacred beast that invokes miracles. Who? Mem. Both of you, please, come forward. Recite along with us. O Majesty of the 12 Titans, pillars of the world. We seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world.
And we have Mem speak every other line in the game as well. Think it would help.
Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy.
I don't think I have gold blood.
These are just words meant to make the prayer seem more solemn. Please, focus. And surrender the core flame. Orynyx. Their soul has been waiting for a long time.
Perhaps they're also quietly waiting for the arrival of their successor.
Wait for my return, my friends. I love all of you. That doesn't seem appropriate for the current mood. So let's just leave the farewells for next time.
Don't worry, you're tougher than I am, right?
Traveler from beyond the sky, let us pray that the Titan acknowledges your worthiness.
Although she loves cracking jokes at inopportune times, her determination is as strong as the Chrysos heirs. She will definitely succeed.
Wonder if he says this, if you have never in the whole game made a joke at an inappropriate time.
While she's away, I would like to have a chat with you, Aglaya.
Speak. I'm listening.
We are not listening because we are somewhere else.
Slap, slap.
You know, ma'am, you don't have to actually say that.
Wake up. How is it? How do you feel?
How are you able to talk?
Right? I think that it's amazing too. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I have such a cute voice. It must be because of all the memories that I collected. They allowed me to grow beyond expectations. Also, listen. The words of the Titan are becoming clearer.
Mother. It hurts. Have I finally reached the end? Are the years of isolation coming to an end?
Or next. Oh, how heartbreaking. Ever since the figure draped in the black cloak robbed them of their core flame, they have been relegated to waiting in isolation in such a confined space. We are going to help alleviate their pain, right?
Memories. Broken. Mother. Where?
Mother? Who are they calling out for?
And here I am, immediately going to the wrong direction. Okay, this is a thing we already saw. So this is a place where we've already been. Oh right, it is where we met Oronix. Okay. Right.
You. It's you. I remember you.
Hey, you said ma'am.
Skyfather has gazed upon you. Mother is calling for you.
Does Skyfather refer to Fuli? I think we accidentally got the correct intro today. Titan's words are indistinct. Each syllable emerging from the mist seems to be cloaked in frost, symbolizing memory. Coolly.
Sky Father has chosen you.
Who is your mother? A majestic voice pierces through the golden mist, reaching the unseen mountain walls in the distance, reflecting and returning to your ears as an echo. Within the echo you seemingly could make out the cry of a baby.
Mother is no longer responding.
We've come to you because of something important.
Something important. An important matter.
Oryx, listen to me. Aren't you tired? Throughout the long years, you have always been protecting the fate of Amphorius. Each time people draw strength from within their memories, every single ripple falls onto your shoulders. There's no need for you to bear this any longer, Oryx. From today onwards, someone else will bear time on your behalf. This is why we have come.
Freedom. Freedom. I want freedom.
Oh, poor child. Everything will be fine. Let us help you. You can have a good rest now.
No, Lee. Please don't. Leave it to us, Titan. There is times when it is too inopportune to make jokes.
You have potential, strength, willpower, powerful, and tenacious. But you lack something.
Is it humor? Should I have made that joke?
Just one thing.
Lacking something. What is it?
What you lack is a future.
Okay. That's right. I live in the moment. I don't have a future?
Future?
Traveler from the sky. You should have dissipated already.
I guess that did not happen because I was given the Stellarum.
The gaze from the Sky Father stabilize your form. Because from the moment you crossed the sky, your life was cast away. Right now, you are simply a collection of walking memories.
What? How is that possible?
Do you mean that I'm already dead? Maybe our train crashed a little bit too hard on this planet.
The space is collapsing. Someone must inherit the authority of time. If the pillar is lost, the laws of time will collapse. Emphorius will succumb to eternal disorder.
What about the trial?
Time never compromises, never bears grudges, never forgives, never makes a choice. Child of humanity, Titans, Mother, Sky Father. Time restrains everything that exists in this world.
Orynyx's divinity is dissipating? Is the trial coming to an end?
Pathstrider of remembrance, my strength, I shall entrust it to you. The fate of the world, if you wish to, save it. Go and find your future that has been stolen. Even if that means you'll have to cheat death. You'll have to challenge that. Hand of shadow, clasped with unyielding fingers.
So dawn will actually come in this world, is what you were saying? You're finally awake. I'll keep it simple. You succeeded. Oronyx has entrusted you with her divinity. Their divinity. Now you are no different from a demigod of Emphorius. However, you are dead. Mem has told me about what happened during the trial. They are still explaining things to the others and told me to bring you back to your room to rest first. So what's my superpower? For you to be able to say that even now, you are truly impressive. Or just stupid. There's something that I've never told you. When we landed on Emphorius, our car was pierced by Nikador's lance. Do you remember? Back in the ruins of the Abyss, this was what I said. You passed out when our car got hit. I blacked out too, but not before dragging you out. It's a good thing we were in the car, or we would have been crushed to pieces. Truth is, you were actually crushed to pieces. Actually, mankind kind of made light of the situation. What actually happened was much more complicated. We actually did crash too hard this time. I did. Yeah, okay. You were severely injured back then, with several wounds still bleeding profusely. I struggled to carry you out and used the last of my strength to stem the bleeding, but then I was also hit by a falling rock and lost my consciousness. The last time I checked, you still weren't breathing, but when I regained consciousness, I saw that you were alive and full of energy, so I never brought this up again. Lee, please, keep on topic. How exactly did I come back to life? I don't think we did, Lee. I'm not sure whether the gaze of Fuli has anything to do with this matter, but according to the Titan, you are living in the form of a memory right now. Just like those objects of the past in the miracles of Oronix. Perhaps Mem is the anchor rope that ties you to the present. I'd assumed they couldn't stray too far from you, but the truth might be the exact opposite. What should we do next? It's not time for us to despair yet. There must be a way to save you. Oronix mentioned finding your stolen future and cheating death. Considering Midi's indestructible body, it seems to suggest there's some kind of miraculous power in Amphorius that can even reverse death. The key seems to lie with the Hand of Shadow, whose whereabouts are unknown.
Hey, are you alright? I heard you two talking about Thanatos. Cass is also very concerned about the warning.
I mean, Cass probably can help with her connections.
She has left the vortex and returned to the garden. Shall we go and look for her? Thanatos is the titan that Cass has always been looking for. Regardless of whether there are any clues, there's probably no one else that understands death better than her.
Let's do that then, Lee.
Oh, right. There's something that I have to tell you. The Chrysosairs already know everything that has happened to you. I was too worried, so I told them everything. Please don't hate me, okay?
The only thing I'd hate you for is the fact that you're no longer memming around. I'm gonna miss that. You notice the resolute yet gentle look in Danhang's eyes. He doesn't want to burden you with his worries in words. You already understand. His trust in you transcends words. As he once said, it's not the time for sorrow yet. Next he will go to the grove to check out the situation, while you should be looking for Castorus with Mem. At the baths. No, that's not the baths.
Miss, I'm right here.
You hear soft steps coming closer, one step at a time.
Please stay there and slowly turn around.
For some reason, you feel you have seen this scene before. You want to turn your head, but you glimpse a dash of purple brushing past your face. Then, a chill seeps through your skin, spreading into your veins. Thump, thump, your heartbeat begins to slow. Last option is always perfect. At this moment, I just want to close my eyes. Aside from your vision, your senses grow more acute. You feel the presence of a purple sea. And then...
Please pardon me.
Sorry, Castorus, you can't kill something that's already dead. A subtle fragrance of an unnamed flower fills your senses. It's the sweetness making you forget the need to breathe. You realize you are still alive. No, to be precise, your death was not thorough. The coldness of the initial touch disperses as quickly as it came, and replacing it is the touch of fingertips, and the tremble born of trepidation that originated from a certain lanky arm. A quivering finger gently brushes against your cheek, causing a faint tickle. Why are you looking like a main character from a visual novel? I mean, she can be if she wants to. This is essentially a visual novel sometimes.
Just as I expected. I cannot feel anything.
Am I really dead? You're invading my personal space.
Back at the Grove, I was puzzled as to why you were not affected by my curse. I thought that it might have been the special ability of a traveler from beyond the sky. Never did I expect that this would be the true reason. I'm sorry. I should have noticed that something was amiss earlier. Miss, if my abrupt behavior just now offended you, I hope that you can forgive me.
Dialogue choice. I will never forgive you.
I'm just thinking, if your soul has really left your body, as a mortician, I might be able to trace where it has gone to.
Cass, did you find anything?
My apologies. Not as of yet. Perhaps I have overestimated my capabilities. But, Miss, would you be willing to let me try again? This time, I'll increase the area of contact slightly. Perhaps the result might be different this time.
Does that mean you are gonna use 2 hands? I think I'll pass. There's no harm in trying again.
I have never touched the living in this way before. If my actions are in any way disrespectful, I hope that you can forgive me.
Gives her a slap. Castoris once again places her palm on your face. Her shivers calm somewhat this time. Did you discover something?
I seem to have caught a glimpse of something. Your soul is currently roaming someplace and cannot find a way to escape. But perhaps it might not be a bad thing. If your soul is still wandering around, it means that we still have time. We have a chance to find it before the fingers of Thanatos sweep everything away. Clues. Just a few more. I need more guidance. Ah. The connection has been severed. With my strength, I'm not able to trace it. It was me. I was a little too hasty. Don't worry, miss. Although we currently have no leads, I will do my best to search for the whereabouts of Thanatos, bring back their core flame, and personally return to you the life that you have lost too soon.
Will said core flame give you better mouth movement?
I know that I'm lacking in confidence, but I hope that you can keep this promise of mine in mind. Before I manage to deliver on this promise, please do your best to hang on. Amphorius needs you.
Live on bravely. I understand.
Lady Aglaya and Lord Finon are currently discussing some matters in the paths. They're worried about you too. If possible, please go there and let them know that you're well. Although, I don't actually know whether your current situation can be described as well. Also, please accept this Styxian fable. Reading can help one to focus and relax. I hope that reading this can help tide you through this difficult period.
Is it gonna be another novel-length text box?
Species are
Oh.
disappearing.
A collection of fables passed down from the city-state of dragons and waves, Styxia, compiled by the Bardes Archipea. The copy is gifted to Castoris by Trian. See, I'm interested in this because this would have been horror to translate, surely. Quick read, they say. The Dragon and the Princess. When the dragon's wings first swept across Styxia, like waves crashing against the rocks, all from the poor to the rich, from the curious to the fearful, looked up in awe. Dragon, dragon, why are you silent and sorrowful? The princess climbed to the high tower where the dragon made its nest, gently stroking its forehead with pity. The dragon's wings revealed decaying flesh. Blackened pus poured from within. The distant black tide had transformed it into a monster. It opened its mouth and swallowed the compassionate princess whole. A great disgrace, we must avenge her. The archers with silver bows and blacksmiths with hammers gathered 700 warriors, swearing to cut open the dragon's belly and rescue the princess. It was a fierce battle. Stones shattered, columns fell, until the dragon was riddled with countless bone-exposing wounds, bled black blood, and perished. The princess, pulled from the dragon's belly, was already lifeless. My child, born of my flesh and blood, how could I allow you to perish before me? The grieving queen summoned the kingdom's most precious treasure and called upon an alchemist. In the high tower, the alchemist set a ritual, drawing the dragon bones and gathering its soul, hoping to reshape the scattered flesh of the dragon into the reborn form of the princess. Bled black blood, what an alliteration here. There's not much other poetic form in here, I must say. But how could the corrupted flesh of darkness give birth to a pure white flower? The princess, resurrected from death, extended her claws and unfurled her massive bony wings and devoured every last soul of the city. As the evil dragon's wings finally cast the shadow of death over Styxia, none, be they poor, rich, weeping or trembling, could resist its grasp. Styxia, once a land of treasured glory, your people, until their last breath, refused to blame you. Refused to blame the loving queen, the valiant centurion, the wise mage, or the kind princess, only lamenting the inevitable and unstoppable black death that sealed their fate. Capia's note. Oh ho! This story holds great value. If this is true, then it was the evil dragon that brought death to Styxia. But where's the dragon now? The one who once took the form of the princess. A mystery. Let's go take a bath.
They're here.
We are here.
That partner! Hyacinth said you definitely wake up. How do you feel?
She can even take the pulse of someone who's dead.
That's the medical prowess of the Twilight Courtyard. Amazing, isn't it?
You've completed the trial of time. And I have to admit that the process went better than I expected. Even in the end, that Titan's heart still showed a soft spot for humankind. However, I never expected that. Two people who have cheated death would appear in Akima at the same time.
That's what we have been talking about. Mighty has been in Akima for such a long time, but has no one thought to study his indestructible body? If there were even any minor breakthroughs, we wouldn't be as clueless as we are right now.
Many have had this idea, but so far, there have been no results. If it were successful, Thanatos wouldn't have disappeared without a trace. Nevertheless, now is not the time for us to give up. At the very least, we can still see a glimmer of hope. Cypher. If anyone in this world knows the whereabouts of death, it would be her.
Can she decipher it?
I'll try and get her to return to Akima, but do be prepared for a less than ideal outcome. Please understand that throughout the history of Amphorius, no one has ever managed to escape the clutches of death. At the end of time, Thanatos silently awaits all.
Is this supposed to be comforting?
Don't take it to heart, partner. After all, you've already created countless miracles along the way, right?
But before that, just...
What's wrong, Aglaya?
Omens always come in pairs. A tiny air current will eventually brew into a storm that tears the sky apart. It's Anaxagoras. He has initiated contact with the Council of Elders.
In the end, it has still come down to this.
I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is accurate, Finan. Otherwise, the efforts of my teacher and I of the past millennium might be reduced to dust because of that great performer.
Meanwhile, not long ago. Why do you look like a visual novel villain?
I'm back here again. I remember this dream. This realm is covered in a silk-like fog, and the land is barren and harsh. The crowd of travelers leaves tracks everywhere.
Hey! Excuse me! What is this place? Where in Amphorius are we?
Same, to be honest.
The mutters of the traveler are in a language I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps they're just distracted and ignored my question.
Tell me, which Titan reigns over this land? And how do I find them?
There's lyrics here. Very soft lyrics.
Hand of Shadow.
Hand of Shadow Thanatos. Could this possibly be the Netherrealm?
Not Netherrealm.
Then where is this? River of Souls? The outskirts of the Netherrealm? Are you heading downstream toward the Netherrealm?
The Netherrealm. Nothing but an illusion. Titan rejects you, me. Listen.
What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains silent. I look in the direction they are pointing and listen closely. There. A massive shadow brought the sound of rushing tides. The sound of tides. I can hear it.
Can you smell it?
I hear it, deep within the tides, beyond the closed gates of the void world. A voice, about to recount something.
Child of humanity, is it death's embrace you yearn for with such urgency? Oh, you have awoken. Welcome back to the mortal realm. Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than I expected. Ultimately, it seems like the Titan's core flame is incompatible with a mortal body.
How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal realm?
In my estimation, at best, you'll see 15 more entry hours.
15 days and nights.
Hey, isn't that the same time limit we have? Death buddies!
What is it? Are you finally starting to become attached to the mortal world now?
On the contrary, 15 days feels a little too long for solving a singular problem. Stop giggling. It's time for us to go. The messenger from the Council of Elders is almost here.
Let me ask you one more question. Are you really planning to betray Aglaya's will?
What betrayal is there to speak of when I was never loyal to her to begin with?
What about that white-haired student of yours? Acting so recklessly, do you not care about what might happen to him?
There will be a price to pay for blind faith. This is also a lesson for Finan.
You truly are a strict teacher.
Of course. This is how I've always been.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Lord Enexagoras. It's been a while, Lord Enexagoras.
You have there's something miss.
I greet you on behalf of all the citizens of Akima and express my deepest regret about what happened at the Grove of Epiphany.
It's you. I never expected that you would personally come and meet me.
By carefully into Lantern above, I have come as a testament to the justice of the Council of Elders.
There are Antikytherans here? They have been a rare sight ever since the Chrysos War.
That word again.
I extend to you my utmost respect, revered Titan. I am Lycurgus, though you may call me Lygus, holding an honorary position within the Council of Elders in Akima, and as the Theoros, I stand to protect the right of all upright citizens to express themselves freely.
Hey, I read about you. You are a big shot in the politics business.
You can see them too?
You know about us. We Antikytherans perceive the world through the amplitude and frequency of souls. Just as I am conscious that Lady Aglaya is secretly listening in on our private meeting from afar. If necessary, Lord Enexagoras, I can sever the golden thread to protect your fundamental rights.
The demigod should know better, for such is her station. Spare those poor threats, and just let her listen to my words. They shall serve only to unveil her own folly.
May I interpret this as you having a countermeasure?
Just realized that's hands holding the nothingness.
I need not any plan, because she can do nothing other than petty espionage.
As the Citizens' Assembly approaches, and with Orynyx's fall, any attempt to capture the core flame within me will only usher chaos and calamity. A truth she undoubtedly comprehends. While I, Anaxagoras, serving as the Grove's special envoy to Akima's Citizens' Assembly, have long known the extent of your abilities. Let's forego the formality of asserting authority, Lord Lygus. Lead the way.
Very well. Surely Lady Kindness would appreciate such assertiveness in an ally.
That was a very good person laugh.
Very well.
Yeah, that's definitely how a good and upstanding person laughs.
Very well. She's been waiting. Follow me, please.
Yes, a very heartful laugh. Except he's particularly heartless.
Is there something on your mind, Lord Anaxagoras?
Nothing, really. It's just a question that I contemplate every time before I ascend to Dawncloud. For the Titans, does the falling equate to death?
Ah, a pondering truly deep. Time is on our side. Do you mind sharing your reflections with me?
While all living beings must ultimately face their demise, Kefali has yet to meet theirs. Their journey continues unhurriedly along this long path.
Are you suggesting that Kefali may not have truly passed?
Yes. For dying implies an ongoing process, an action, whereas death signifies a static state, a definitive termination. In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale of space and time, thus elongating their passage into death. The notion of their fall is but a misinterpretation born of mortal ignorance.
Ah, an intriguing concept, albeit challenging to substantiate. After all, Kefali has maintained a profound silence ever since the era Arasa, while scholars and priests alike have conveyed the message of the gods' imminent fall.
Perhaps the gods in their arrogance deemed it beneath them to reveal their perspectives to mortals.
Could you elaborate on your statement?
Circes, the kin of the Sky Father as recounted in myths, now resides within my brain. Were I to inquire, Kefali would have no cause to refuse.
Oh.
That very well could be true. But what if the world-bearing Titan still chooses to remain silent?
In that case, the myths crafted by the people of Amphorius are nothing more than pitiful jests.
It's worth a try. I believe, and I'd love to witness the fruits of your theory and the change it may bring to this imperiled world. Because I completely concur with you on this aspect. If the Titan has indeed met their end, any response from them would be impossible.
I was also thinking about G-Man from Half-Life.
Professor.
Does this count as a response?
The children of humanity have indeed created a spectacle.
Welcome to Dawn Cloud. The atmosphere here carries a greater sense of solemnity than the mundane clamor of the Marmorial Palace, with entry permitted only to the invited.
Oh, was that just a fancy elevator?
Only esteemed beings grace this place, and among them I've received priests, scholars, warriors, and now we even have the honor to be in the presence of a Titan. Oh, what a joyous occasion.
Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity. The honor should rightfully be mine, shouldn't it?
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your arrival. Kindly wait for a moment. A soldier will be here to guide you shortly. In the meanwhile, you're welcome to explore the vicinity, but kindly remain within the guard's view. Delaying the crucial meeting is something none of us wish to see, I presume.
I'm well aware of Kindness's methods. There's no need to emphasize that.
As you wish. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant plan from you, but it turns out you just left one cage to enter another.
Save your concerns. I know very well what I'm doing.
I shall depart to explore the surroundings then. Now that I look around, I wonder if there are any murals bearing my portrait around here. I'm quite intrigued to see how the children of humanity beyond the grove perceive another Titan.
Off you go. I won't be joining you. This Titan appears to be quite at ease. I should investigate the Council of Elders' recent activities first.
Be aware, I can hear you perfectly well from here.
I was just about to say, don't you two share a mind? How would you forget about that?
Yeah. A few decorative designs wouldn't go amiss.
Okay, that's just the exit. Oh, there's multiple places to go.
Yeah.
Places to go, places to be, more treasure to be found on all sides.
This might be of some use.
But no one wants us to go straight, so...
Yeah.
What's over here? More treasure. The Great Lake cradled by a volcano. Here the world-bearing Skyfather spilled their golden blood into the mortal lake. The golden blood flows down with spring waters, as dawn rises with the mists. No words ever break the solemn silence, and the volcano's heart beats no more.
A few decorative designs.
I'm assuming we are
wouldn't go
going
amiss.
here later, so I'm not even gonna activate that.
Professor Anaxa! Over here!
Just a moment, child. I need to fix everything around here. World is just a gargantuan sandbox game. Goat. Oh. My plan was sound, except for the fact that that step on the blue button was no longer recorded. Yeah, that's the last step. That's not gonna work. So, like this then? Yeah, like this should work.
Phew, Dawn-Cloud, such a complex place. Luckily, the winds here aren't too strong, so my flames can burn peacefully. Speaking of which, I overheard a question earlier and couldn't come up with a good answer after thinking about it for a while. An elder, a priest, a wealthy merchant, and a Chrysos heir are trapped in the same ruins. They all want to get out alive, so they all want to give orders to others. The elder says they represent the people, the priest says they represent the titans, the merchant claims to have a lot of balance coins in the city, and the Chrysos heir is mighty and strong. So, who among these four is most likely to have the final say? Phew, so no matter the crisis, legal legitimacy is the most important thing when taking action. Indeed, sticking to reason is what prevents disputes, but what if the elders are easily swayed and don't keep their word? What a complicated question. I'll stop bothering you now. Let my mind burn for a while longer. Did we get anything from that, or did we fail? Moths are always drawn to the light. Diving straight into fires is not wise. Dreams should be pursued step by step. Approach the flame a little more each day, and after 100 days, you won't fear standing it. Buzz. Phew! Today's training ends here. The rest will wait for tomorrow. Oh. Let's see. Who has come to visit my majestic self again? A warrior from Outlands. Does Bucaleones lie? Orkama citizens shake their heads. Does Bucaleones know all the riddles and answer in Orkama? Orkama citizens nod their heads. By Xerxes, allow you to test me with a stumper. We shall see how my grasp of intellect fares. Let me put you to the test. Roar! I wonder what kind of question the warrior from Outland will ask. This should be interesting. Now let me ask you.
Who is the most beautiful in all of Amphorius? It's you, of course. You are, without a doubt, the most beautiful person in all of Amphorius. The warrior from Outlands. Are you perhaps lacking in confidence? To me, you are worthy of every noble title in the world. I am famous for speaking with utmost care and would never offer flattery lightly, but your remarkable qualities shine so brightly that I can't help but praise you. Your words are music to my ears. Roar! Surely the warrior from Outlands hasn't grown tired of hearing this by now. Here in Dawncloud, the speech platform is overflowing with grandiose, hollow praise.
Professor Anaxa? Word has it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly perished resisting the Black Tide. To find you here safe and sound, thank the fates.
I mean, I'm technically already dead.
You could say it's the fates toying with us.
It's only the Crimnoans and Idonians who chase glory through death. But your survival is a victory in itself. I'd settle for that gladly. So, are you here to report the incident to the Council? I heard that after the Black Tide devoured the Grove, Akuma would be next in line, even with the demigod of strife standing alongside humankind.
Tell me, how much does the Council of Elders know about the Black Tide?
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Circe's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the Council that the Flame Chasers could no longer stand against the Calamity alone. Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune, declaring that all was resolved beyond Akuma, with the only remaining menace now being Aglaya and her adherents. They might well make their move at the upcoming Citizens' Assembly.
No surprises there, those shifty opportunists. Thank you for your honesty, virtuous student.
Being an opportunist could very well be a facet of wisdom.
Shouldn't you be searching for murals of yourself? I've had enough of your prattling.
I was really curious to see how you would find the middle ground between both factions, so I came to listen in. But it seems as though this Kindness is much more ruthless than Aglaya. If so, why do you want to work with her? Could it be that perhaps you've decided to readily surrender this hollow shell of yours, just because you feel like death is fast approaching?
I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed if that's what you truly think.
Who do we have on the other side?
Yeah.
Even blasphemous scholars can come here, it seems.
Looks like my presence here is quite unwelcome.
Manipulate the holy candle once more, and the golden liquid rises and falls inside the device. This time your consciousness holds its ground firmly in the present. Okay. Puzzling puzzles. Perfect. Amazing. I did the same thing again. Aha!
Call this a puzzle? This might be of some use.
Anaxagoras. I thought that you had died to the Black Tide, just like the other scholars.
It's only a flesh wound.
As Kephales's priest, are you not aware of the decorum of respecting the dead?
Surely you jest. You blasphemous heretics are not worthy of respect from the Supreme Being. Let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud, so you'd better keep your deranged language to yourself. I am no longer that altar servant from years ago, who could only acquiesce to the commands of others. Now, I have plenty of ways to deal with people like you.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. I can't believe that a follower such as you could have been made by a creation titan. As I see it, a dead titan can't provide you with this level of confidence, right? Then who is it exactly? Could it be kindness?
You. Seeing how fond of you Elder Kindness is, I shall let that slide for now. Leave immediately, and don't impede us from receiving the Supreme Being's blessings.
Seeing as we were able to hear of this matter from the mouths of others, it seems that kindness is indeed quite sincere toward us. Perhaps this affair will proceed smoother than I had anticipated.
Oh my, what a thrilling confrontation. As expected of one of Kephales's followers.
Are you praising or insulting him?
Praising him, of course. As a believer of the God of Deliverance, it is only natural that he detests evil.
Didn't you hear me? I asked you to leave. Go as far away from here as possible. Don't mutter to yourself like some sort of madman and disturb my meditation.
I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
At this point, Anaxa just wants to die. Understandably.
Oh, my. Could it be that the great tree painted in this mural is actually depicting me?
Here's a bird.
Every plant, every tendril, no, even every leaf could be the embodiment of Circe's.
As a result, mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead. Their wisdom was portrayed as fruit, to symbolize how they shared their knowledge equally among the masses. Such exquisiteness indeed.
This mural is quite abstract.
I really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself. Now I'm quite curious whether the Reason Titan has studied figures of speech before.
Of course I find such stylistic devices interesting. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question, what exactly are we?
I, for one, am not willing to admit that I could look this ugly.
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine my soul when you were ambushed at the Grove?
Since you are aware of this, why did you save me back then?
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate you from the average person.
How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain?
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawn-Cloud this time is not just to seek protection. What, then, is the intention behind your actions?
Can you not read his mind?
The entire plan is stored in my memory, so why don't you look there?
Then don't mind if I do. 1 year old? 2 years old? Oh my. Even a member of the preeminent Seven Sages must hug his Dromastal to sleep? How interesting.
Can you not start that early?
That's enough.
How unusual. Your soul is actually trembling. This must mean that behind this toy hides a secret that nobody knows, right?
Since our days are both numbered, I don't mind telling you more about it. This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our family pet.
So there are other members in your family, eh? Are they also living in Akama?
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? Go on, continue flipping through my memories. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was 5.
Oh, the black tide is everywhere. I can't bear to look.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefali, and you, of course. Although I prayed to every titan that I could think of for help, my efforts were ultimately futile.
This... Could this be the inception of your research into alchemy?
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education there, I naturally also came to learn of the Thesis' theory as well.
Oh, I remember that person. He was the one to come up with the concept of souls, right?
Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as the composition, movement, and transformation of matter, all stem from souls themselves. This is why I thought that, since all living things stemmed from the same origin, why could I not sacrifice myself in order to resurrect my nearest and dearest?
Anaxa, you...
I did it, teacher!
But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the pyre.
You don't look at stars around here, because those are beyond the sky.
Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged by the Council of the Seven Sages.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm, even to this day.
What do you mean?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip by merely sacrificing one eye. Equivalent exchange. All I received for that price was but an opportunity to see her for one final time. Nothing more.
Oh. Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I cannot watch you go down the wrong path without doing anything to stop it. Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never harm yourself. If you can do that, this classroom will still be yours, and you'll have a chance to live out your own life.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher. It's time for me to start a new life.
I am sincerely glad for you, child. Now then, what topic would you like to study?
I wish to continue the Thesis' research.
Continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood his philosophy like the back of their hands. Even if you continue digging into this subject, your efforts will likely be futile.
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, our understanding of the souls is but the tip of the iceberg. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than ever. I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this farcical world upside down.
Who would have thought such a secret lay concealed beneath that hefty eye patch of yours? However, this story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact, I'd say that they aren't related at all.
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. After all, it'd be a waste for you to hold on to it. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me your secret. After all, this is what equivalent exchange means, correct?
As expected, you laid a trap for me to step into. Unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about my past, I may not know more about it than you do.
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is now admitting a lack of wisdom? Your followers are going to be sorely disappointed by this.
Child of humanity, remember this. Being cognizant of one's ignorance is the greatest wisdom of all.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random, nonsensical questions.
Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light on my query. As the saying goes, onlookers see most clearly.
Is that so?
Lord Anaxa.
Sorry to interrupt, you're talking to yourself. Just a crowd of people around him watching him.
I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you were caught in a delirium of reflective thought. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but time is of the essence.
I'm glad for how you said that.
I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met up with the Council of Elders and is awaiting your arrival, so please depart forthwith.
It's finally time.
Time.
Carefully. The one who created the world, and the one who bears the world. If you truly have not met your end, how will you answer the challenges of those who defy you?
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold grudges against that Lady Goldweaver.
Isn't that the Dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
Your nickname is Dromas as well? You must really like those creatures.
Oh. Follow me, sailor! How many waves have we braved and how many reefs have we crossed? Surely you remember those nights we kept watch on the mast, the pure moonlight spilling over the sails, the ship rocking gently as it glided across the dark sea. In those moments I even dreamt of becoming a hero. Did you feel the same? Yes, yes. And now we are finally setting sail again. Are you ready, sailors? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Aye, aye, Captain. Nice beard.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet, in my view, there are only right and wrong perspectives, neither of which can coexist with the other.
What radical thinking. I guess this is why the children of humanity always squabble with each other.
How boring.
You seem to be avoiding that Goldweaver person. Why don't you address her face to face?
I have nothing to talk about with her. Since you're in my brain, you can look for the reason yourself.
Oh, the leader of the Flame Chase journey and a demigod of Nestia.
You're really searching through my brain. What are you treating it as? Some sort of toy?
Regardless, you think quite highly of her, no?
That's because I'm a teacher who grades everyone fairly.
Goat. Okay. Okay. Like sometimes these just work logically.
Wouldn't go amiss.
There doesn't really need to be any thinking.
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
You did a great job. I'm sure of it.
Welcome to the Demigod Council, esteemed guests.
Lord Anaxagoras, oh, I've heard so much about you. Head of the Neusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind as to enlighten me.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of avarice and blood.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accomplish our perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and mettle the citizens of Akama are so entitled to. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears.
Don't see all that many walls.
I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters, just like how there are two types of people in this world: geniuses and dimwits.
An assembly for mortal debates, a theater under the gods' watch. Here, at the center of all beings, we dare to listen, speak, and deliberate. Reason out rules, establish laws, and pronounce death. Oh gods, does this amuse you? No, they are actually very bored.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxagoras. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also been innumerable blasphemous philosophers who set themselves up for failure because they refused to defend their actions. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also become the most important, as well as the final turning point in Akama's history.
Too bad I won't be around to notice as that, see that, experience that.
May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Erechrysia, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery.
Oh my, 15 days and nights. That aligns perfectly with the date of your demise. Could such a coincidence truly exist?
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have, as expected of the hero who dared to stand up to the Gold Weaver.
As expected, she misunderstands you.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test my patience with such superfluous formalities.
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive even when being pursued by the Golden Thread?
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support from the masses at the Citizens' Assembly.
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that she will definitely act in a rational manner.
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. Naturally, this includes the guards as well. You're well aware how valuable Cersei's core flame will be in the era Chrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since we're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other. Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers, with our words and wisdom.
Let's begin then.
Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy.
Are we gonna have a
Aglaya.
debate?
She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent indeed. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive so that the Titan's trial can be completed. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
He is very much prepared to execute me.
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. If I weren't able to reach this place in time, I would have been forced to meet Thanatos first.
But considering Castorus does not work on Lee, she may also not work on him.
As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest and remove the core flame, wouldn't that settle her nerves even more? Everything is in place. She just needs the right timing.
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as everything that we hold dear, will be destroyed completely. The city will be burned to ashes, and the citizens' blood will be shed. Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens so that they can vanquish the enemies of our fine city?
I will be the one to shatter Aglaya's self-righteousness.
Aglaya's authoritarianism, conceit, and arrogance have granted her unfettered control for the most part. Yet these traits are also her greatest weakness. If I can render her helpless by forcing her to experience the agonizing pain of betrayal, I am certain she will never recover from such a setback.
Surely you don't believe that such a tiny betrayal will be enough to push her to her wit's end.
What's more, there are many who remain silent, merely watching to see how much chaos I can unleash. Not to mention, you know full well that the Chrysos heirs have never been a united front.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has always been renowned for its fairness, and that fairness is built on a foundation of sincerity. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnestness and will not betray Akama's indomitable citizens when the opportunity presents itself? Just as you now betray Aglaya when it suits you.
Absurd. My loyalty is unquestionable.
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is asking for proof of my loyalty is itself akin to a form of betrayal.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. However, I am afraid that I must interrupt for a brief moment. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Goldweaver, is currently on her way to Dawncloud.
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests today.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate the whims of the Chrysos heirs.
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. In any case, I'm glad that she's arriving here. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you over, what should I do?
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council will also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like 2 core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side.
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending threat.
Yes, Anaxa, because you are so trustworthy.
If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook it this time, but don't count on there being a next time. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of souls.
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
We shall see, then.
Ah, I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But shouldn't you be going after more?
Dying to know what I'm after, hmm?
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
And you just read my mind 2.0.
Easy there. You'll learn the answer soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as they say, onlookers see most clearly. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over everything.
But first, let's look around a bit. For more puzzling puzzles. So very puzzling that I will never solve them.
This might be of some use.
What does the other side offer? More puzzles? Nope, just a lone treasure chest.
An expected visitor. Welcome once again. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you, do I?
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
Very true.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey. Oh, a bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Yeah. Yeah.
go too fast for you?
Go on ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end.
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me anything. Not even my motive.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I have a feeling that your theory will be validated at the end of this journey. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to Kefali than anyone else. Wouldn't you agree?
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world which is on the brink of destruction.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's peak.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence of us Titans?
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues from him.
I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting to hear something nice from you.
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high time you get used to how I feel about things. Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefali. No time to waste here.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphorius gets a new lease on life, you should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions.
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go, so just hold your tongue and come along.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain control over your body.
Wait. Is that... Cersei's?
Oh great, now there's two of them.
Hey, look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Am I hallucinating? Or do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
How can you see the soul of a person inside you?
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Nias? I know I've heard this name somewhere.
Huh. It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Cersei's. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating?
A very specific hallucination.
This is a departed spirit?
This is a pilgrimage platform dedicated to devout believers, but you, an Exagoras, never kneel to false gods.
Halt, traveler from afar. 100 challengers have already failed my trial. Will you be the 101st? For the honor of being a weaver, take a guess. Behind which tree am I hiding? Attack! Wrong! My moves are unmatched in the world. Why are these flames reacting to me and not anyone else?
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well, regrettably.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Kaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
The Titan of Chaos, clearly.
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kaos. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
Kaos? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, but the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moments. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
I'm fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing.
This is a pilgrimage platform dedicated to devout believers. Still.
Yeah.
Also, hand. Engage hand. I see one of the coins already. Surely that means I'll easily find all the coins. Can go kinda deep, but not far. Oh hey, Bird has another coin. And a yank. You found me! Something about the mural feels off. The man-eyed blind figure seems to be missing a few feathers. Why could that be? Is it a revelation granted by my master, or a connection beyond time and space? Okay, tree. Tree does not have a coin. As always, the last coin will be impossible to find. Impossible. Oh, there's 5 of them though. So I remain impossible. Impossible. This goes kinda high. This is a big map. Why is it always the last coin? Oh, hey. Wow. Actually found them all. I cannot believe it.
Oh, better than expected.
Goat. Did I calculate this in any way correct? Yes.
A few decorative designs wouldn't go amiss. Yeah.
So, we meet again. I'm sure you wouldn't mind a snooping ear.
Can you keep going?
Of course. I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
You're floating.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Calypso. She's one of the Seven Sages. A member of the Grove? No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of the Seven Sages. Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Circes?
Has lost all reason.
They're gone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself. Looks like I'm nearly there now. The land of the dead.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage.
Why are you chanting that too?
Devoted emissaries, heretical scholars, the lost wanderer, and the desperate outlaw. At the edge of divinity, we look up in awe. In a fleeting moment of terror, the long road behind fades from memory. Are you protecting that one?
Oh, better than expected.
If so, you didn't do a good job, piggies.
Yeah.
We're here. Finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question, but all of you make for a pleasant surprise, nonetheless. Very well then. Let me uncover the truth for myself. Did I still fail to make it in time? So, I'm back here again. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Is that Castoris?
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so?
He is not that big yet, though. They'll grow.
Yes, I have faith in him.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
So her sister, then?
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Cersei's question.
What exactly are we?
The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Cersei's question and reclaim my body. But no, I will not do that. That isn't important. Because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this very instant. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea after all.
Hang.
What are you thinking about?
Just amazed at how this towering tree is Cersei's divine body. It's a majestic sight.
Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the great tree.
Merely something from the past that I won't go into.
Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Cersei's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars. And their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky and ground. I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of this tree. Because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at that spot.
You are a sky priest, yet you study at a place that is home to the Reason Titan. That's rather counterintuitive.
Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquala's realm? They're a strict and draconian god. Nothing like Cersei's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky only expects people to revere them. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphorius is none other than Aquila themselves.
Yes, I didn't count on provoking the ire of a local god.
But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just... I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off.
As a physician, I should have been there by his side.
You said his just now. Bad luck tends to come in streaks, so don't beat yourself up over it. Besides, Aglaya needs you here to uncover the truth behind what happened to the Grove. Let's just make the most out of this trip and keep a lookout for any documents related to the Death Titan. They could be useful to Lee.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway.
What about you? Will you be alright on your own?
Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine.
The silence in here is near deafening. With the vast amount of knowledge it holds, this academy is akin to a labyrinth of information. Even the cleverest of scholars would easily lose their way in here. I should gather my thoughts before heading in. How to leave Amphorius. In the myths, Aquila, the titan who reigns over the domain of the skies, is a colossal bird that overlooks the world beneath them with 100 eyes. As long as they continue to soar above the clouds, the people of Amphorius will remain trapped underground. Hyacinth's forebears were priests who worshipped Aquila. Nobody is more familiar with the taboos of the Sky Titan than her. Seeing how Aglaya has sent her here as a guide, it's possible that she plans to have Hyacinth take her on a trial in the future. Amphorius is Titan mythology. In Amphorius, Titans are a common topic of discussion. People create myths that in turn conceive Titans. It's a tricky task to keep an objective view when among the people of Amphorius. Is there a way to step out of the situation and look at it from a different perspective? Titans and Eons are two distinct classes of beings. Titans can communicate with us humans, and it is not impossible for us to empower them. Upon their demise, we can even take over their divinity. In this regard, Titans can be said to be a lot more similar to humans than Eons are. The Chrysos heirs and demigods. Chrysos heirs are humans who possess heroic qualities, with most of them demonstrating extraordinary combat prowess and strength. Upon clearing a core flame trial, a Chrysos heir can even ascend to a demigod and inherit a Titan's divinity. Wait, something about that feels off. Is this a selection process of some sort? The Flame Chase Journey and the Prophecy. Guided by the prophecy, the heroes are on a quest to reclaim core flames and usher in the Era Nova. Their efforts have seen gratifying results to date. As I expected, the prophecy is the hardest to make any sense of, but with barely any information to go on, no matter how much I ruminate on it, it won't yield any results. I should leave this for another time. Lee's plight. Nobody could have ever imagined that Lee's life would be forfeited the moment we landed on Amphorius. I should have done more to keep her safe, but it's not too late. We still have a fighting chance. The unique rules that govern life and death on Amphorius might just work in our favor and save her. The Grove is a veritable library of knowledge. Maybe they'll have records of a similar case? Please let there be one. Enough musing for now. It's time to move. The clock is ticking. I should search for clues as I move. The night sky feels unusual, now that I've gotten used to the eternal night of Orkima. But honestly, I think this is a decent cut-off point. There's something to catch here. Eek, why did you turn so suddenly? You frightened me. Seems this spot isn't secure anymore. Time to relocate. Because, as we have learned with previous chapters, this is gonna take a while. And we have started a new sub-chapter of this chapter right now. So I guess this is as good a point as any to continue the next time. Today was a lot of talking. Not a single fight occurred anywhere. A little bit of talking, a little bit of walking, a tiniest bit of puzzling. True Star Rail experience. I guess we'll see how this continues next time as we gather information back at the tree. Is it the first day at all without a fight? I feel like we've had that before, but it's definitely a rare occurrence that we go essentially 3 hours without a single encounter. Let's see, maybe that won't... No, they were just talking about Dunhang being able to handle the monsters here, so... There's definitely monsters around here at the tree. But there definitely were not even optional battles where we went all day today. Well then. See you next time. Goodbye. Good night. Peace has been kept. Aside from the fact where we died anyways, despite not getting into any battles. Guess that's just our fate.